Hi there, this is Ruben from Dutch Round 1. Thanks again for coming by, thanks for watching another episode. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your support. Today we will take a look at the difference between Iedereen and Allemaal, right? But before we do that, remember to give the like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let me know in the comments if this grammar lesson was useful for you or not. But without much further ado, let's go straight for the grammar. Alright, so we'll start off with Iedereen, right? When to use Iedereen? Well, before we do that, I want to translate Iedereen. And Iedereen means everybody or everyone. Okay, it's what we call an indefinite pronoun, an onbepaald voornaamwoord. And it will only refer to persons, right? Very important to know because allemaal will be a bit different. So iedereen, everyone, everybody, only refers to persons. And it can be independent. What does that mean? That means it does not depend on other words in the sentence. We'll take a look at some examples and I'll also explain this to you while looking at the examples. And then it can be a subject of a sentence. Now, the verb which will coincide, which will adapt to iedereen as a subject, will always be in the third singular. Okay, so in the he, she, it form. All right, so this is the theory. So it's an undefined pronoun. It refers only to persons. It's independent, so it doesn't depend on any other word. And the verb that coincides with it will always be in the third singular. And most importantly, the translation will be everybody and everyone. Okay, so this is the theory. Now we're going to take a look at some examples and make our lives a little bit easier and make the grammar a bit less complicated. Alright, so we take a look at some examples. Iedereen heeft een geschenk gekregen. So everybody received or has received a gift. Now we take a look at iedereen. Iedereen means everybody. It is the subject of our sentence. Now, which verb is coinciding with iedereen? That would be hebben. And if you look at hebben, it's placed in third singular. So it's placed in the he, she, it form. Everybody has. Okay, we will take a look at the second example. Heb je iedereen al verwittigd? Okay, so have you informed everybody or have you warned everybody? Now, heb je, no, heb is your verb, je will be your subject. Now, iedereen is your direct object. We call it also leidend voorwerp in Dutch, right? So it's standing alone, but now it has a different function in the sentence. It's a direct object. All right, then the next one, waar is iedereen? Where is everybody? Again, is the he, she, it form of the verb to be. Hij, zij, het is, iedereen is. Right? Then the last one, iedereen ontvangt een bonus. Everybody receives a bonus. So iedereen, in this case, is subject again. Ontvangen in the he, she, it form, third singular. Ontvangt een bonus. So as you can see, it always refers to persons or people. It is standalone in a sentence, so it doesn't depend on any other word, and the verb which coincides with it will always be in the third singular. These are the three main things you need to know about iedereen, right? So let's continue to allemaal. Now, allemaal does not really have let's say a literal translation in English, but let's say for argument's sake, for conversation's sake, for explanation's sake, it's all of them or all of these things. Now, why do I say all of them and why do I say all of these things? Well, because it can refer to persons, but it can also refer to things. And that is our first big difference with iedereen. Iedereen is only persons. Secondly, it is dependent. So what does that mean? It has to refer to a word in the sentence. Okay, so there will be another word in the sentence which allemaal refers to. And a sentence will not start with allemaal, right? A sentence will not start with allemaal. Iedereen, that's possible. Allemaal, not, because it depends of another word. There is an exception. Sometimes you will hear hallo allemaal, which actually means hi everybody. This is something which you will hear quite a lot. Personally, I use hallo iedereen, but hallo allemaal is quite common and also correct. So there you can see allemaal standing alone, not being dependent on another word, but that's more an exception to the rule. Alright, guys, let's take a look at the examples and I'll clarify the grammar while using the examples. Alright, when do we use allemaal? Hebben jullie allemaal een geschenk gekregen? Alright? Have all of you received a gift? Okay, literally it would be have you, all of them received a gift. That would be the literal translation. Now we take a look at allemaal, right? What is it depending of? Alright, so basically it's jullie, right? Jullie would be your personal pronoun and allemaal is basically emphasizing the fact all of you, right? Hebben jullie een geschenk gekregen would be have you received the gift. Hebben jullie allemaal een geschenk gekregen would be have all of you received a gift, right? So allemaal is dependent of jullie. In this case, it's referring to persons, right? The next one, heb je de glazen allemaal in de kast gezet? So have you put all the glasses in the cupboard? Okay? In this case, allemaal is referring to glazen, glasses, right? So it's referring to glazen. In this case, glazen is an object, right? The glass is a thing, right? So in this case, allemaal now refers to glazen. And the position in the sentence, but we'll talk about this a little bit later, is just straight after the word it's referring to, right? The next one, we zijn allemaal heel blij met de overwinning. Okay? All of us are very happy, or we all are very happy with the victory, right? What would be the difference? We zijn heel blij met de overwinning. We are very happy with the victory. However, if you say we zijn allemaal heel blij met de overwinning, means all of us are very happy with the victory. So it's basically emphasizing everybody. Okay, so allemaal, as you can see, it's dependent, so it refers to another word. We've seen this in the examples. It can refer to things, glazen, remember, glasses. And it's basically never in the beginning of the sentence, right? So now what we'll do is we'll take a look at the position of allemaal, right? So where do we place allemaal in a sentence, depending also on which word it's referring to. Alright, so the position of allemaal in a sentence. Heb je de glazen allemaal in de kast gezet? Now in this case, allemaal refers to glazen, so most of the time, allemaal will be straight behind the word it refers to, as you can see in this sentence. Heb je de glazen? Alright, glasses, allemaal, referring to glasses, straight behind. Perfect. Alright, now we go to the second example. We zijn allemaal heel blij met de overwinning. In this case, allemaal is referring to our subject. Alright, our subject is we. Now, allemaal will not be straight behind our subject because we don't want to break up the subject-verb, finite verb group. So now, allemaal will be after our finite verb. After our finite verb. That's where it will be placed. Of course, it wouldn't be Dutch if there were not exceptions. And all of you know inversion in Dutch. If you don't know inversion, click on the link which will appear right now. And I will explain to you in another video what inversion is about. So, if there's inversion, for instance, if we ask a question, it would be are all of us happy with the victory? Then it would be zijn we allemaal heel blij met de overwinning. Now in that case, allemaal would be after the subject it is actually referring to, but that is only in inversion. So remember, most of the time, straight after the word it refers to. If it's referring to a subject in a sentence, then it will be after the finite verb. With inversion, you will place it back after, straight after the subject. Alright, so this was the theory for today. I hope you found this useful. I hope it it clears some doubts you had between Iedereen and Allemaal, because this is something which I hear a lot when I talk to my students. They find it difficult to make the difference between Allemaal and Iedereen. So I want to thank you again, but before you go, remember to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let me know in the comments if this lesson was useful for you. I want to thank you again for watching. I wish you a great rest of the day, and stay tuned for another episode of Dutch Round 1. Ciao.